13 games into the NBA season for the Philadelphia 76ers, and they're already having team player-only meetings. That's not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. Joel Embiid, he has dealt with many issues this year. He's come out and said, probably prematurely, I'm not playing back-to-backs this season. He gets into it with the reporter in the locker room. He's not playing. The team's not playing well. The big three in Philadelphia with Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, and Joel Embiid have not played a minute together this season. The Philadelphia 76ers called a team meeting. Well, really, Kyle Lowry called a team meeting after the team's fourth loss in a row. They called a player-only meeting to have a heart-to-heart. And during this heart-to-heart meeting, Tyrese Maxey, the young point guard of this team, he called out his close friend Joel Embiid. Let me get the quote for you. It says, players and coaches held each other accountable and took fault in the start of the season. So they had a much needed call to action urgency meeting. It says Maxey challenged Embiid to be on time to team activities, calling out the 2022-2023 league MVP about being late, and I quote, for everything, and how it impacts the locker room. From other players to coaching staff, sources briefed on the meeting told ESPN. And that's an article from Sham Charania. It says Maxey and Embiid have a very close friendship in the history of holding each other accountable according to those on the team. Maxey loves big fella, but this is the elephant in the room, a person involved in the meeting told ESPN. So already, and I like it. I like that the young fella is like, you know what, Joel? Cut the crap. Cut the wine. You're late for everything. How about you start being a part of this and maybe we can come together? You're supposed to be the leader. You're supposed to be the highest paid guy on this team. You're supposed to be the big dog on this team, and you aren't leading us properly, and it is affecting the team chemistry. 13 games into the season, we're having these type of player-only meetings in Philadelphia. Doesn't bode well for you guys in Philadelphia. And Philly might have to start looking to move on from Joel Embiid. I know that he's a talent. But when you talk about the injuries that continue to mount up, when you talk about things like this that separate the locker room, you know, those things don't allow you to win. And sometimes you got to just cut bait with a certain player for the betterment of your team. Sometimes you have to amputate a limb to save your life. Yeah, you want to have the whole leg, but if it says having the whole leg means that I'm going to die, got to go leg. You gotta let some of these guys go. And Joel right now, he might be a guy that you look at for the NBA trade deadline. I gotta see if he has a no trade clause in his contract. Do they have that in the NBA anyway? But it might have to be a conversation. It might have to be a conversation for the big fella to see his way out. So don't let the doorknob hit you with a good Lord should have split you. And for Tyrese Maxey, the young kind of out of that big three, he has a no trade clause. Oh, he does not have it. Yeah, so then Joel Embiid, you might have to see if you can't find a suitor. And you know, the other day the Lakers are looking for a big man. So maybe, you know, Rob Pelinka and JJ Redick, they can and LeBron James can come together and maybe put a package together for Joel. I don't know if Joel and Anthony Davis will work well together. I don't know, but there are teams that will want to trade for Joel Embiid. And you can get a haul back for him, I believe, and that'll help you do whatever you need to do in the future for your Philadelphia Eagles because, I mean, he's shown you and he's giving you what he got, and it ain't got you a championship yet. So sometimes you got to just move on.